I love a good argument. Always have. Heck, I spent the better part of my life arguing. Against my father, on the courtroom floor, at the podium before hundreds during my presidential campaigns. The time I spent in Congress left me gasping for air after long-winded attempts to sway the men inside toward my goals. And no one could give me a better tongue-lashing than my tenacious friend, Frederick Douglass. I remember the first time I met him, he pushed into the White House itself, ran up the halls lined with other constituents before him, and burst through the doors of my office, demanding that he see and speak with the President of the United States. I respected the vigor, but not so much the aftermath of assuring my staff and the onlookers I was unharmed, unlikely to be harmed, and to allow him to sit down. The man proceeded to beset me with details of the black soldiers in the Union Army, who not only received $3 less pay than white soldiers, but were forced to endure despicable acts of horror if taken by the Confederacy as prisoners of war, as many were. Possible torture, enslavement, and a lawless death awaited these dedicated soldiers. And yet, they had no other option. Not to fight was to give up their limited freedom and any chance at greater freedoms in the future. I listened to him intently, and when he finished, I admitted my failures and ignorance and thanked him for bringing the matter to my attention. He seemed caught off guard from the moment I allowed him to speak. It was an eye-opening experience indeed, I believe, to the both of us, as he began to schedule our meetings ahead of time. Frederick Douglass and I held a deep respect for one another since that day. Whatever credit he receives for helping end the atrocities of slavery, he deserves much more. His outspoken fervor and undeniable courage steadily moved the nation toward abolition. We debated, bickered, and verbally sparred to bring about the cause which united us. I, Abraham Lincoln, was able to pass the Emancipation Proclamation and extend the beginning of freedom to the African Americans of the United States only through the untold aid from the friendship, education, and passion of Mr. Frederick Douglass.
An American icon, an American hero, an American life. Only from 7K.